Turning to a story you'll only find here, a housing crisis we've been following in Montgomery County. Earlier this week, we told you dozens of immigrant families are facing eviction. Our community is trying to pull together enough money to keep them off the street. Lionel Donovan shares a warning from the county of what could be in store.
The clock is ticking for dozens of families at the Enclave apartment complex behind me, but county officials tell me they're working with whoever they need to in order to make sure that these folks aren't thrown out onto the streets. However, they're also telling me that this eviction crisis is part of a much bigger issue for the county. It's all hands on deck in Montgomery County as officials try to figure out how to keep dozens of immigrant families living in Silver Springs Enclave apartments housed.
It's really tragic that we made commitments to folks and that they're now facing eviction.
Community groups revealed that many of the families come from Afghanistan and worked for the U.S. government, which forced them to flee their home country. For the past few years, the federal government provided eviction prevention funds to Montgomery County, which went to helping these families get settled. But this fiscal year, those funds dried up.
Housing is still expensive. People are still struggling. And so with the end of those federal funds, it puts us in a tight place.
Yet the situation at Enclave Apartments may just be the start of a much larger problem for Montgomery County.
The eviction crisis is unfortunately much larger than that. If we're looking at, let's say, maybe 50 cases of families who are facing eviction who are refugees working through resettlement agencies, like I said, we had over 600 evictions that were scheduled last month and the month before.
Councilmember Mink says the county is now focused on collaborating with official agencies and private community groups and building stronger pathways to employment. The hope is not only to secure the funds needed to keep these families off the streets, but to set up the necessary framework so something like this doesn't happen again.
It makes no sense to let somebody become unhoused and go into our shelter system and then from there be trying to case manage them into a unit with that eviction on their record. That makes absolutely no sense, and that's not even speaking from just like a moral perspective. It just makes no logical sense in terms of good government.
Councilmember Mink went on to say that community support is key in situations like this and encourage people to reach out to the county with any leads on employment, housing, or even furniture donations, because every little bit helps. From Silver Spring, Lionel Donovan, WUSA 9.